Do you feel like every person you date is emotionally unavailable? Like no matter how much effort you put in, they just can't meet you where you're at. If this pattern keeps showing up in your life, today we're going to talk about how to break it. Being emotionally unavailable doesn't mean that someone's just not up for deep conversations or intimacy. It can actually mean that they don't have the skills or capacity to form secure mutual relationships. And this can be for a number of reasons. One is they have avoidant dismissive attachment or disorganized attachment, or they're simply overwhelmed or not in a place in their life to form close, intimate connections. These people might send mixed signals or withdraw when things get difficult, or prioritize their own independence over the relationship. But the real question is, why do you keep being drawn to them? It's not just bad luck. The kind of partners we're drawn to and pursue and select actually has to do with our own conditioning. And part of it is our attachment conditioning, our core wounds, our unconscious beliefs, and also what we think can happen in relationships, the kind of love we deserve. Here are 3 key reasons for why you may be unconsciously drawn to emotionally unavailable people. If you have anxious, preoccupied attachment, you may actually chase after emotionally unavailable partners because it's really similar to the kind of inconsistent, unavailable caregiving you may have received in your childhood. This uncertainty feels familiar in some level, which is comforting, even if it's painful. And if you have avoidant dismissive attachment, and especially fearful avoidant, the disorganized end of things, you may select emotionally unavailable partners because they validate the belief that love and intimacy at its core is overwhelming and unsafe. And if you grew up in a household where love felt conditional, where you had to be perfect, where you had to meet other people's needs in a kind of role reversing way, or to be good in order to receive love back, at the nervous system level, you may associate love with effort. And over time, this leads to choosing emotionally unavailable people in this hope that they'll finally choose you, you'll win them over. Overgiving in a relationship while receiving very little in return, the kind of compulsive caregiving where you need to care for others. And lastly, confusing emotional intensity, these highs where you do connect and there is some intimacy, with just ordinary, consistent openness and vulnerability that you can have in secure relationships. And this part may be surprising. Actually, a lot of people are afraid of emotional intimacy. Even when they chase after it, when they do get it, they may become frightened or overwhelmed or get bored, and all of a sudden the relationship feels worthless. And the way these hidden intimacy fears can manifest is where you feel a thrill, you feel alive when you're chasing after emotionally unavailable person. Yet when you're in a secure relationship, it feels boring and you feel like there's no passion, no love. Another way is where you actually self-sabotage and blow up the relationship when you do get that emotional intimacy you crave. And then lastly, there may be a mistaken confusion when things are emotionally stable, that it actually is interpreted in the nervous system that it's weirdly settled, that there's no chemistry now. There's no energy in the relationship. The partner is now most likely to leave you. And if you're tired of repeating the same old patterns over and over again, here's some practical ways to begin to work with them and to break these cycles. And we all carry unconscious beliefs about love, relationships, and emotional availability. And if our beliefs are that love is earned, or that we're not good enough, or that we need to chase after people, otherwise they'll leave us, these beliefs shape how we function, the way we show up in relationships. So you want to start by asking yourself, what do I believe about love and connection and relationship? And if you find yourself having limiting beliefs or negative beliefs about yourself and others, you can begin by subtly and, in a patient, compassionate way, challenging these beliefs. Is it just familiar? Is this the same old pattern? Am I playing out? Or do I want something different now? And the bottom line is that emotionally available people are out there. And when you do find them, it won't feel like a chase. They'll communicate. They'll share. They'll open up. And it will be really clear to you. And just notice when you do find a person like that, what does that feel like in your nervous system, in your body, in your mind? And in order to shift some of these patterns, you can just simply notice, who am I drawn to? Is this person really available? For example, people select potential partners that live in a different city, or they have an extremely busy work schedule, or they have so many commitments or other relationship that there's no room for you. And before you do select that person and begin engaging in the familiar chase, ask yourself, what am I really looking for here? And really the biggest thing is you want to learn how to receive, to take in love and care. I find that a lot of people actually struggle much more with that piece, that they can provide and take care of others, but have very little capacity or experience in taking in goodness, positivity in relationship from others. So if you're in a relationship now or searching for a new relationship, you really want to pursue security, secure relationship where it's mutual. There's an energy and it feels good to be in the relationship. You're capable of doing more together than either of you could do on your own. And you can earn security within yourself that has to do more with your own attachment conditioning, but you can also move to what's called secure functioning relationships. So even two individuals with insecure attachment can negotiate a relationship that's securely functioning. So they found a way to communicate, collaborate, and work together in a way that it's a win-win. It works better for both of them. Part of the healing process is learning how to tolerate your own discomfort, your own anxiety, and regulating these states. So auto-regulating and co-regulating. And it's actually a lot of the time that very anxiety that turns into that chase and the pursuit of things being out there, even though the experience is inside of you. And the second piece is you want to have supportive people in your life, family, friends, partners, mentors, people that really help you co-regulate and settle your nervous system and also are there to support you no matter what. And lastly, there's a kind of rewiring or tolerance to healthy, secure relationships, where in the beginning it may just feel boring, like what is this all about? And you actually want to have some patience and allow yourself to settle into this new way of being. And if you find yourself consistently attracting emotionally unavailable partners, here's a couple more things to keep track of. Attraction or partner selection is largely based on our conditioning. So we select what's familiar, not necessarily what we actually want. And love or care is not something you always want to earn or receive because you've given something. You want to actually get to a point where it just feels ordinary, safe, and mutual, just a very easy flow of energy. And in a secure relationship, you never really have to worry or wonder about the relationship itself or your partner. There's a sense of kind of underlying trust and safety. And lastly, it's possible to rewire your own attachment system and also establish these healthy, secure models of relationships. And if you want more personalized support, want to learn more about this content, you can check out my work and courses on mindfulattachmentcoaching.com, and I also offer one-on-one services and group classes that you're more than welcome to participate in. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.